students, welcome to the third session of chapter Earthquakes of subject Science and Technology of class 8th. Today we will start with the two terms related to the earthquakes, the focus and the epicenter. Scientists or geologists call the point of origin of earthquake the point at which tension is released as its focus. Whose tension? Tension of two interlocked lithospheric plates which keep on moving below the surface of earth. Since this is often deep below the surface of earth and difficult to map, its location is specified by the point on the surface of earth directly above the focus. This point on the surface of earth is known as epicenter of the earthquake. So actually the tension is released below the surface of earth and that point is called focus, and the point on the earth's surface directly above the focus, it is called epicenter. The shock seismic waves move outwards from the epicenter. The maximum damage due to earthquake usually occur closer to its epicenter. You must have heard in the news whenever there is news of earthquake, they said, the news reader said the epicenter was at this place. That was in India, or that was in Afghanistan, or that was in Japan, like that. So epicenter, it is the point directly above the focus. The strength intensity of earthquake decreases away from the epicenter. The whole phenomenon may last for just a few seconds. Look at the picture. Here the focus and epicenter is shown. The point within the earth where rock under stress break is called focus. The point directly above the focus on the surface is the epicenter. Look at the picture. It is shown the waves, they form from the focus and these waves reach on the earth, and that point is called epicenter. Now predicting an earthquake. Earlier we have already studied that it is very difficult to predict an earthquake, when and where the next earthquake will occur. So attempts at predicting when and where earthquakes will occur have met with some success in recent years. Geologists use instruments such as seismometers, means which can measure seismic waves or which can record seismic waves that comes when tension of lithospheric plates they get released to find out the source of seismic waves. They are also investigating other potential clues like tilting or bulging of building. Means if there are foreshocks, they can cause bulging, means buildings they rise high, they come out from their surface, or they may tilt. They look at the picture, the buildings they get tilted, and the changes in the earth's magnetic field, means earth this direction they get changed. They can show there is changes in the magnet compass which is used to find out the magnetic field. So these are the two clues which are scientists taking for the prediction of earthquake. Measuring an earthquake. Now we can realize that destruction damage caused by earthquake depends on many factors. One major factor is its intensity or power. Geologists usually express the intensity or power of an earthquake in terms of a magnitude on a scale known as Richter scale. The Richter scale, named after Dr. Charles F. Richter, is a scale used most often for measuring the strength of an earthquake. It does so in terms of the amplitude of its seismic or shock waves. Whenever you hear about the earthquake, you come to know about the magnitude of earthquake by some unit, that is Richter. The newsreaders, they said the intensity of earthquake was this much Richter scale. So the Richter scale, it expresses the intensity or power of earthquake. How strong or weak earthquake was occur, it is told by the unit Richter scale. This Richter scale has some characteristics. This scale is not a simple linear scale. On this scale, an increase of 2 magnitude means 100 times more destructive energy. Similarly, an increase of 3 in magnitude means 1000 times more destructive energy, and so on. Students, now we will study about the effect of earthquake at different magnitude on Richter scale. At 2.5 magnitude earthquake, it is not felt but recorded on seismometer. You know that many earthquakes, they occur in one day, that is sometime its number may reach up to 800. So they cannot be felt because they are of very less magnitude. And at 3.5 magnitude earthquake, it can be felt by many people, and many people, they cannot feel it. And at 4.5 magnitude, some local damages, cracks in buildings and dams may occur. It is damage can occur in old buildings, etc. And 6.0 magnitude earthquake can cause destruction. It is a destructive quake. It can cause more damage than 4.5 magnitude earthquake. At 7 magnitude, a major destructive quake. It can damage more population or more buildings and statues on that areas. And at 8 or above magnitude, it is a highly destructive quake capable of destroying an entire population. Means it can cause destruction of statues or buildings or whatever is present in that area. It can destroy it, and they can fall, and it can damage the people which are living in those buildings, or heavy near the people which are near those heavy structures like flyovers or bridges, etc. That much of magnitude of earthquake was occur in Nepal few years back, and in that area of Nepal, all the population get affected. So these are the effects of quake at different magnitude on Richter scale. Now it is assignment time. You have to write answers of these questions in your rough notebook. Question number 1, define focus and epicenter. Question number 2, mention the clues that geologists are using to predict an earthquake. Question number 3, write characteristics of Richter scale. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice